Hello everyone, my name is Ricardo Leon and I'm the Sales and Marketing Manager here at Levil Aviation.
And my name is Ananda and Leon and I'm the Software Engineer at Levil Aviation, and today we're gonna go through how to use our Levil Aviation app when combined with the iLevil AP. So I'm gonna be teaching Ricardo how to use our Autopilot in the air.
Let's do it.
So the first thing that we do is we have our app here on the right hand side. This is an iPad.
An iPad Pro.
iPad Pro.
Yes.
And we have the iLevil AP installed, connected to this iPad right now. And basically, you're gonna tell me what you want to do,
yes.
And I'm gonna go through, teach you how to do it, and then you do it. How about that?
Yeah, so let's do that. So the first thing that I need to know, what do I have to do before I turn on my autopilot?
Okay, basic things is, have your autopilot tuned already. This, you can follow our other videos on how to make sure the trim tab is installed according to the speed that you fly your airplane to and all that. Once you have your autopilot tuned...
Perfect. I'm not ignoring you, I just have a traffic right in front of me that I'm going to try to avoid.
Okay. Oh yeah, I see it.
You see it?
Uh-huh.
1,600 bucket
100 feet above us.
We have information, so booking 393.
Nowhere 70 Kilo, radar service terminus, squawk VFR, frequency change approved.
But it's a little far away.
Yeah.
5470 Kilo.
I see it.
Do you see it?
Yeah.
555 squawk.
Alright, perfect. We have the traffic inside. Traffic is no factor. Okay, so let's continue.
Okay, so the first thing, like I was saying, after you have your autopilot tuned and configured and everything, following the other video, basically you're ready to fly. The first thing you do is update your altimeter setting.
Okay.
Because the autopilot is going to use pressure altitude, so all our altimeter settings must be the same. So go ahead and update your altimeter setting on the app.
Alright, I think we already did that, so we're going to put 3013, enter. Perfect.
Okay. And to go into the autopilot screen, basically since you have the traffic there, I'm going to choose this window.
Okay.
Or actually, we can open a new window. So let's just open a new window and select autopilot. You have your autopilot here and your EF is still in there. And basically what we're looking at here is our heading control and our altitude control.
Okay.
And this button is for autopilot off, so anything happens, you just click that. The iLevil AP also has a autopilot off button, which should be
right here for this airplane, yeah.
So that disengages the autopilot at any time. It's a hardwired connection to the iLevil, which is sitting down here. So, you put your altimeter setting, and now, what do you want to do?
Perfect. So what I want to do is, let's say I want to follow this heading and this altitude. So what do I do now?
Okay, the easiest thing is just to click on level. That will follow the heading that you're at right now and the altitude that you're at right now.
Alright, perfect. So I'm going to turn on this switch right here. I have my servos in switch here, so I'm just going to turn autopilot, pitch and roll. Alright, so my autopilot right now is engaged and I just have to click level, right?
265, thanks, 58 Lima.
Perfect.
Okay, as soon as you do that, it's going to activate your heading and your altitude.
I'm hands-free now.
You're hands-free?
Yes.
Maintaining. Let's watch that altitude a little bit. We were at 2190, 2200 to 10, so it's climbing a little bit.
199, thanks for the up 238, we'll see you.
Now it's going back. And it's going to try to maintain that altitude. The heading is following pretty good.
Perfect.
And so you can see you have different feedback of what's going on. If these two are bright blue, that means your heading is engaged and your altitude is engaged. But you can also see it on the EFI screen. You have this AP, it's telling you that it's on, and the heading is on and the altitude is on. Okay, so that's the easiest way to just do a level or hold. If you just want it, I'm gonna disengage autopilot.
Okay.
You can also do it individually, so you can click on heading to engage, and you can click on altitude to engage.
Okay.
The problem is, if you do that and you have, I'm gonna do autopilot off again. If you have an altitude here set for another altitude that's not your current altitude, once you tap altitude, it's going to try to climb that.
Okay,
so if you just want to hold your current position, you do a level, and then that's it.
Perfect. Alright, now let's say, alright, I want to climb to 1,500, so I just have to click here, I'm assuming, I want to climb to 2,500, and just apply, and I just want to do a 500 feet per minute, right?
Yep.
And apply, and I should go there, should go to 2,500, 500 feet per minute, right?
Yes, so if the altitude is engaged, and you change this, it will automatically try to get there. So if we watch your altitude, it's climbing at 500 feet per minute, more or less.
Yeah, I see that.
And once we reach that altitude, then it will level up.
That's awesome. Alright, so right now I just want to change my heading since I look and I might get into Delta airspace right there. I just want to change the head. I just changed the heading right here, right?
Correct.
Perfect. So let's do 180. Let's go straight to the south.
We're now 120.
Let's see. Alright, so we're turning right heading 180. Nice. And we're still climbing. Perfect. To get to 2,500.
Yep. We're almost there. It's gonna level off, and then we are at 180, so it's gonna try to keep us there.
Look at that.
Pretty neat, huh?
Pretty neat, yeah.
Okay.
That's awesome.
So again, heading altitude. This is you can, if you want to climb faster, you can adjust your VSI here, and it's going to try to climb or descend at whatever VSI you want it to. So let's say you don't have this screen. Let's say you're flying full screen with this. You can also access all of this by using the EFI screen. So let's say we want to change a little bit of heading direction. You can click and hold, and the heading interface is going to pop up. So let's say we want to go to 160, and then you apply. You can see the heading bug.
Okay.
It's this green thing. It's now on 160. It's going to turn there and maintain.
Down to 4,000, Bravo Joe.
For the altitude, it's going to be similar situation. So you're going to click and hold on the altitude.
Okay.
And then the altitude interface is going to show up. And then you can choose an altitude.
Choose the climb, okay.
And you can see what altitude we're going to try to climb to in here.
Okay.
So the heading bug will appear here, and your altitude bug will appear here. You'll also see a line, a magenta line. You cannot see it because it's behind, but that's your holding.
My whole line, okay.
Position.
That's pretty cool.
So,
all right.
So go ahead and try and change an altitude from the EFI screen.
Everett 555, turn 10 degrees.
Let's go up to 3,000 feet.
555.
Riddle 860.
So now we're going to climb to 3,000 feet.
Okay, I see that.
And we should be able to see the whole line at 3,000 feet in a little bit.
67, contact tower 120.3, good day.
Base 67, we'll go to tower beforehand. Can we get back to 100 knots? Is that okay?
En route 867 negative, just fly that speed right now.
Okay, we'll maintain 80 knots over to tower, 867. Let approach tower 1180 uniform, we'll like to cancel flight following.
Who wants to cancel?
1180 uniform.
Air 1180 uniform, rear surge turn in, squawk VFR, frequency change.
That's awesome. That's a solid 500 feet per minute right there. I see the magenta line now.
Yep. So it's gonna try to hold there. Once we get to that position, this is gonna change to holding. So yeah, we don't have autopilot off interface in here. You can use that button, but you can shut off individually. So if we click and hold on the heading, you can turn off heading in there. And now you're gonna see this green bug changes to magenta. Magenta means it's not activated.
690, change my.
And the same with the altitude. And you can
North 7 Juliet Charlie.
Gauge again. So now if I want to fly to the north, I just put 360 here, and then we should be able to do 180 degree. Will it go? How does it know where to go? Will it go to the right or will it go to the left?
it calculates what's the fastest way to go to that heading.
Approach Skyhawk 6609.
Okay.
It is 15 miles northwest of.
Perfect. Let's see that.
So since we were going southeast, it's gonna try to get us to the north.
To the closest point. Okay.
It's maintaining 3,000, really good.
Yeah.
And that takes us to
We are plus or minus 10 feet.
Looking for field.
If you want to go back to the autopilot screen, you can double tap, and then you have everything here.
Skyhawk 6
Huh.
15 miles north.
Another good thing about this autopilot is that we can follow a flight plan as well. For that, you need an app, a navigation app that supports sending the flight plan waypoints to the iLevil AP via wireless.
Okay.
So I think we have downloaded the iFlight GPS app.
We do have iFlight GPS here. I also have in this screen right here my iFlight GPS, which it's kind of connected to the same iLevil. So if I choose to use either or, I can just select my flight plan here and it will follow that track, right?
Yes. So I think this screen, it's connected via serial, or is it a Wi-Fi?
It's serial.
Okay, so if it's a serial connection, we're gonna make sure that the iLevil is configured properly because I disconfigure it prior to this flight. So on auxiliary port, which is the serial communication coming from here to iLevil, I am going to select Autopilot.
Charlie Lima with.
Once I select Autopilot, I will click Apply. And I can see immediately on this window, this was not available before.
Okay.
If the iLevil detects a flight plan coming in, you're going to see this navigation window pop up. Okay? It will tell you on the top what waypoint we are going to.
Perfect. Let me see. I have another traffic coming right at us.
Nor 5804 Golf, you're up.
8 Golf's up.
Nor 580.
I don't see the traffic.
Approach ident for me.
Ident 580 Golf.
Nor 50.
Now this is the great thing. So I see a traffic right here. I don't see the traffic, so I want to avoid it. Now the autopilot is still engaged, but I'm right now turning to the left, and I'm just putting a little bit of pressure, even though the autopilot is still engaged. So I think that's one of the cool features about the autopilot, that I can just override whatever the servo is going. So I can just let it go, and it will take me back to where I was, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, and it's not that hard to do. It's easy override, deviate from the traffic and then let it go. And
so I see the airplane now is trying to take me back to that track. All right, make sure. Let's see. Let's look at this airspace right here.
Departure, looking 32050.
So this one starts at 11,000, so we are good on that one. Alright, so
Red 555, fly heading 180.
180.
let's go here, let's go to
312 ident, this is Orlando approach.
300.
Orlando approach, look at this 050 1500.
Buggy 312, your radar contact 1 mile east of Sanford.
So that we don't get into that other
500, proceed to the northeast.
Okay, so let's try to do the to follow the flight plan, let's say.
Now,
Okay, so let's try and follow a flight plan. So I'm gonna go ahead and open my iFlight GPS app. If I see some traffic around, I'm gonna bring my Levil app on top of us here, just so I can see some things, so I can manipulate my autopilot from here.
Okay.
And one thing that we need to do is activate the NMEA output. So you go to menu, setup, NMEA output. This is the flight plan.
Okay.
And you're gonna enable send this data to the iLevil. And you can do
0.3.
maybe standard, it's okay.
20.3.
And now we need to create a flight plan.
Okay.
Okay? So where would you like to go?
Alright,
Let me hide this up. Let me hide this really quick.
let's try to go to so if I create my flight plan here, let's go into enter flight plan, let's go to Melbourne. Let's click direct to. Alright. Perfect, and so we have a flight plan there.
Okay. Let me bring back my iLevil app. And now we see the navigation button there. We have Melbourne as our waypoint.
Alright.
And right now the autopilot is following the heading and the altitude. So if you want to change into flight following mode, all you need to do is click on nav.
67, ident, former Orlando approach.
Okay. And you're gonna see the heading changing, depending on what the navigation app wants us to do.
180, maintain 2000.
And let me hide this away. And what should happen is that this airplane is gonna align with this line.
With that line, okay.
How do I change from north mode to
312, radar service, VFR frequency change.
up here? Okay, so here is us, and we're coming up into this line.
East of Sanford, altitude indicates 2,200, proceed via the jet.
We're gonna try to intersect the line and then take you to Melbourne.
Oh, okay.
So the navigation is independent from the altitude. If I bring this back, if you click nav, these two basically can work one or the other.
Okay.
But if you had an altitude engaged, it will remain following that altitude.
Okay.
You can be on navigation mode and change your altitude. So let's say we want to climb to or descend to 2,500. This will change, but your navigation will still take you to where it needs to go.
Okay.
So you see, we are coming into the magenta line.
Epic Red 555, Orlando.
And then it's gonna follow our flight plan.
1 mile west.
Okay.
Stanford, please.
One thing to mention: if iFlight GPS is no longer active,
Okay.
the iLevil EP doesn't know what's happening.
Okay.
You're gonna see this red box, which means you activated the navigation, but I'm not getting any navigation information. So it's just gonna hold the last heading that it had. But if you see this at any time, it means your navigation app, it's not open, or it's not sending the data, or you lost communication via serial, or stuff like that. So it just says no data. So we need to go back to iFly, and then the red is gonna go away. Now
And we're gonna get
we're
data.
back, and then you follow that. Another cool thing about this autopilot. I'm gonna go ahead and disengage, so grab the controls.
My controls.
If you look, when the autopilot is not engaged or heading or altitude, you're gonna see this trim window or trim button here. It allows you to trim your aircraft using the trim tabs as well. So if we click on that, you have a little interface, and let's try to bring the airplane up.
Trim up. Alright, I see the airplane climbing now.
And you have some roll trim, which is...
Yeah, I kind of feel the airplane moving to the left a little bit, so maybe I can just move it to the right. I feel, okay, now I overdid it, so let's go back to left.
Going to maintain 3,000.
330 and continue down to 3,000, jet car 226.
Lucky 539, right.
Perfect, I see that. It's adjusting.
3013, say altitude, so adjusting.
So Ananda, can you tell me a little bit about the envelope protection on the autopilot? What is that?
Yeah, the envelope protection is basically a safety feature that maintains your airplane within a certain range in roll and pitch. If you go to configuration, we can refresh all the settings, and for the roll you can see a maximum roll angle.
Okay.
And adjust this to whatever you want, but let's say I have 30 degrees there. What's going to happen is that if you do a roll and you exceed 30 degrees, you're gonna feel a little force on the yoke. The trim tab is gonna try to keep you on that 30 degrees. And the same for pitch. You can adjust your pitch angle, maximum pitch angle here. If the safety envelope protection is activated, it will try to keep the airplane within those ranges that you set there. Another way to use the autopilot is to use the panel-mounted autopilot control. Okay, so you can use it simultaneously with the iPad, or if you don't have an iPad and you have a panel-mounted screen like the Garmin providing flight plans, then you can use that as your interface.
Okay.
And it only has one push button and rotate, which is this guy right here.
This one right here, okay.
So the left-hand side is your heading, and the right-hand side is your altitude. You know what you're going to be able to change based on that arrow that you see there. Okay? So if you click on the button, it switches from heading to altitude.
Okay.
So if you want to change a heading, make sure the arrow is pointing towards the heading.
Okay.
And then right now we have heading on, so let's change the heading to...
So if I change the heading here, what's going to happen? Let's go all the way north.
Okay, so select north, and you can see how it's also changing on the iPad.
Okay.
So these two are communicated via the iLevil, and they are synced. So whatever you do there is reflected here, and whatever you do here is reflected there.
What about the altitude? We'll do the same thing?
So switch the arrow.
Let's do 3,500. No, let's go to 35.
Okay, and you see 3,500. You see we're going to climb to 3,500. We're going to see the magenta line. There it is. Okay. To enable or disable the autopilot in there, it's a push and hold. So right now you're on heading. We have an airplane right there. So you're on heading, and if you push and hold, it will disengage the heading.
So if I push and hold, we'll turn it off.
Correct.
Okay, I see that.
So it's off, and then if you push and hold, it will engage again. Okay.
Perfect. Oh, look at that.
Same for the altitude, you can engage or disengage. If you want to change the altimeter setting, because, you know, that's the first thing you do, you can push and rotate, and it will bring out a menu. So, altimeter setting.
Altimeter setting.
Click on that, and you can adjust your altimeter setting there.
Perfect. And then I just, once I set it up, what do I do now? Just click on button?
Yep. click on that. It will accept the configuration, and that's it.
1300, climbing 2000, requesting
So yeah, there you go. Different possibilities on how to use the autopilot. And we're missing one last one, which is the coolest one that I think we have to offer, which is a switch. So the disengage button that you have there,
This one right here?
it serves also as a autopilot interface. So
Okay.
if you click on it, it's just an autopilot disengage. But if you push and hold, what it does is it pauses autopilot capabilities so that you can maneuver the airplane. And when you release, it's gonna act as a level
button?
as a level button. Yes, so
Right.
it's gonna hold your current altitude and heading when you release that button.
So
So,
if I just click here,
yeah,
I should be able to maneuver the airplane without any forces.
yeah, the heading is off, altitude is off. Take us to the south.
Alright, let's go to the south.
Cleared to Bravo 4500, buggy 682.
Traffic alert.
Alright, so once I'm heading house, I just release the button and it will...
Yeah, you can level up here.
2 Delta's looking for the traffic. If not inside, descend to 2000, 2 Delta.
And release the button.
Release the button, and you were flying at 151, so it's now going to keep that, and you went down a little bit in altitude, so it's going to try to keep that.
Okay. Okay.
So even if you don't have an iPad or don't have anything like that, you can use the button for a quick level position. Just maneuver the airplane on. Let's say you have traffic coming in. You can do that. Press and hold, divert the traffic, let it go, and it will maintain your current attitude.
That's awesome.
So you can have that switch on the panel, or some people put it on the joke.
On the joke, okay.
It's easier to do that.
Okay.
Any questions?
No, I think that's all I have. I mean, it's pretty basic, pretty simple to use. I love it. I had a chance to kind of play with it earlier today, but I think it's awesome.
Well, I think that's it. We went through everything on the iPad. If you have any questions, you can send us an email to aviationsupport@level.com.
Yeah.
And if you have any videos or experiences using the autopilot, also send those over. And that's it. Thank you for watching.
Let's go back with using the autopilot. Since we already took the entire class, perfect. So let's do a flight plan. I want to go to, let's clear this, enter flight plan. I want to go back to Sanford. Alright, perfect. Let's do a direct to. And I'm going to open my Levil Aviation app and click on navigation, right? Let's see if I learn. Perfect.
I'm gonna put the traffic radar here. One thing that I really like about this app is that you can see the traffic way better than when it's on the map. I feel like,
all clutter.
yeah. I mean, I see the traffic, but it's way easier to see it here.
Okay, 682 is leaving the Atlanta class Bravo, radar service terminated squawk.
One thing I forgot to mention is that on the EFIS display, on the top right, you have this indication, and it's telling you the flight plan.
Okay.
The current flight plan that you have. It's taking us to Sanford, and it's at 34.8 nautical miles away.
Perfect. Now I want to change, let's see. Alright, so I also want to change, I'm going to use this control right here. I want to change my altitude. And I want to fly 2,500 so we can avoid the class Bravo that we have in front of us. Getting to Sanford. So I just hold it. And I see also on the screen that the Sanford navigation is H.
Yeah, so if you have a flight plan activated on the autopilot control screen, it's going to say nav instead of heading, and it's going to switch between the waypoint that you're going to and the distance that it's at. So it's switching between Sanford and 33.1 nautical miles. Okay, so we're going to intercept your magenta line towards Sanford.
Perfect, I changed my altitude to 3,000 and when we get closer to the 3,000 Bravo, we're gonna change it back to 2,500. We have a safe altitude to get to Sanford. Alright, so if I move this here, let's say I want to avoid this airspace. Go there. Will I start following? Oh yeah, I will start following that. The new waypoint.
Yeah, not only that, if you see here, it's instead of Sanford, it's now a custom waypoint that you selected on the map. So it's now 25 nautical miles, and it's a weird waypoint, which should be reflected on the autopilot control.
That's awesome. So I think one of the cool things about the level button is like if you are on an unusual attitude, let's say that you are feeling sick or something like that, and then or you get distracted, and then the airplane is like on an unusual attitude, just click the level button, and then the airplane will recover right away.
We can try it out. So even though we're on nav, let's go here.
Perfect.
And then we just click on level. Let go. And then the airplane.
And the airplane will automatically recover. That's awesome.
5 Charlie Sierra.
You see, now we're on all hands off.
Let's go back to our navigation.
Now let's go back to our navigation. There you go. Orlando, approach RV9, November 464 Charlie Papa.
Air 464 Charlie Papa, Orlando.
464 Charlie Papa with information Alpha, request just of arrival.
Air 464 Charlie Papa, squawk 0363.
0363, 464 Charlie Papa.
Air 1677, turn right heading 030, descend and maintain 2000.
Right, 030 down to 2000, we got the field site, 677.
Air 677, clear visual approach runway 6.
Runway 6, 677.
Yep, so now it's going to take us to the other waypoint. Going to change our course.
Air 464 Charlie Papa, ready contact, 12 miles southeast of Sanford, altimeter 3014, stay altitude, clear just up arrival.
2,500, 464 Charlie Papa, clear just of arrival.
735 Charlie Sierra, contact Sanford Tower 120.3.
Over to tower, thank you, 5 Charlie Sierra.
Nautical miles, and we can 11 nautical miles to our next waypoint, which is a random waypoint that you chose. Isn't it crazy that 2 little servos are flying us to our destination?
And using your iPhone or your tablet.
And your tablet. Technology. When I learned to fly, there was none of this. No GPS. I had to use the paper maps and look at a lake and try to figure out where I was.
Number 4 Charlie Papa, contact Sanford Tower 120.3.
Over to tower 120.3, 464 Charlie Papa.
Monkey 541, taxi net via Charlie Kilo, have a good night.
Charlie Kilo, have a good night. Monkey 541.
For tower RV9, November 464 Charlie Papa on the Jessup arrival request. Request for start for 8.
464 Charlie Papa, Sanford Tower, roger. 464 Charlie Papa, descend to pattern altitude at your discretion. Fly direct to a right downwind, runway 9 on right.
Descend to pattern altitude, runway and to the downwind for 9 right, 464 Charlie Papa. Alright, autopilot is disengaged.
Charlie Papa, you can turn right at CO3, taxi net via CO3, have a good night.
Right, 03 to the ramp, 464 Charlie Papa, good day.